It begins with a sound, the hum of immense power, a low thrum that vibrates in the chest. Imagine a chamber, deep within a temple of white stone. Gold glints in the torchlight. This is the Holy of Holies, and in its center rests a golden chest, the Ark of the Covenant. It is not just an object, it is a presence, a direct line to the divine. It holds the very laws given to Moses on a smoking mountain. Its history is written in miracles and in fear. It parted the river Jordan. It brought down the walls of Jericho. It struck down those who did not show it proper reverence. But then the sound fades. The story goes quiet. A silence falls over the historical record. A silence that has lasted for more than 2.5 millennia. To understand the mystery of the Ark of the Covenant, our first clue is the object itself. It wasn't merely a container, but a physical manifestation of a divine command, a piece of heaven on earth. The Bible, in the book of Exodus, gives us a detailed and exacting blueprint, as if dictated by a master architect. Every detail was prescribed, every material held a deeper meaning. It was a chest of acacia wood, a timber known for its resilience and durability, a fitting choice for an object meant to endure a long journey through the unforgiving Sinai wilderness. Its dimensions were precise: 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. In modern terms, roughly 4 feet long and 2.5 feet in width and height, large enough to be substantial, yet small enough to be carried. It was overlaid inside with pure gold and overlaid outside with pure gold. This wasn't just for beauty. Gold symbolized purity, royalty, and the divine. The chest was a treasure box for God's covenant, precious both inside and out. A crown of gold ran around its top, an unmistakable emblem of sovereignty. On its lid sat the kaparet, the mercy seat, a solid plate of gold from which 2 golden cherubim were hammered, facing each other, their wings spread, creating a sacred canopy over the seat. It was here, in the space between these wings, that God promised to dwell. From here, the very voice of God could be heard, communicating directly with humanity. It was built to be portable, carried on 2 long poles of acacia wood. The poles were covered in gold and passed through 4 golden rings forged onto the corners of the chest. A sacred instruction dictated the poles were never to be removed, ensuring it was always ready to move and that no human hand would ever touch the ark itself. In essence, it was a throne for an invisible king, the earthly footstool for the God of Israel. But this was no ordinary throne. The power of the ark was immense, holy, and profoundly dangerous to the unprepared or the unworthy. For 40 years, it was the heart of the Israelite camp in the wilderness, the focal point of their worship and the symbol of God's guiding presence. When the people moved, the ark moved first, parting the waters of the Jordan River. When they went into battle, the ark sometimes went with them, a divine weapon against their enemies, its presence enough to cause the walls of Jericho to fall. When the Philistines captured it in battle, it brought plagues and chaos upon their cities until, in terror, they were forced to return it. Even a well-intentioned act of disrespect could be fatal. A man named Uzzah reached out to steady it on a jostling cart. He was struck dead instantly. The ark demanded reverence. It demanded distance. Only the high priest could enter its chamber, and only once a year on the Day of Atonement. First in the portable tabernacle, and then in the magnificent Temple of Solomon, its final and most glorious home, where it rested in perfect, silent splendor. The year is 586 BCE, a moment of cataclysm that will echo for millennia. The mighty armies of Nebuchadnezzar II, the undisputed master of the known world, stand at the gates of Jerusalem. After a long and brutal siege, the city's legendary walls are finally breached. Fire and chaos erupt in the streets, a symphony of destruction marking the end of an era. At the heart of the city, Solomon's temple, the dwelling place of God on earth, is systematically looted by the invaders, then burned to the ground. Its sacred purpose is extinguished in a torrent of flame. It is a national catastrophe beyond comprehension. The people, the survivors of the slaughter, are led away in chains toward Babylon. Their world, their faith, their very identity is shattered. In the aftermath, Babylonian record keepers, known for their meticulous accounting, list the temple treasures they've captured. The great bronze pillars, the ceremonial basins, the golden fire pans. Every significant object is noted. Yet, there is no mention of the Ark of the Covenant. An omission so loud, so profound, it rings like an alarm bell through history. This deafening silence leaves us with three stark possibilities. First, the simplest and most tragic explanation. It was destroyed in the fire, its sacred acacia wood core consumed by the inferno, its gold plating melted into an unrecognizable lump, lost among the rubble. Second, it was taken but not recorded. Perhaps it was deemed too powerful, too dangerous to be listed in a public inventory. Or maybe its capture was a detail omitted in shame, a secret held by the conquerors. And third, the most tantalizing possibility of all. The Ark was not there to be taken. Someone, anticipating the disaster, had moved it. Someone had hidden it, spiriting away the nation's most holy object before the enemy could lay hands on it. If the Ark was hidden, the question becomes, who hid it? Our third clue leads us to a towering figure of the era, the prophet Jeremiah. Traditions found in texts outside the mainstream Bible, like the second book of Maccabees, paint him not just as a prophet of doom, but as a guardian of Israel's legacy. According to this account, foreseeing the inevitable invasion, Jeremiah acts decisively to save the most sacred objects from desecration. He leads a small, trusted group to Mount Nebo, the very mountain from which Moses viewed the Promised Land. There, he finds a suitable cave, carries the holy objects inside, and seals the entrance, declaring it must remain unknown until God gathers his people again. It is a powerful story, providing a location, a motive, and a key actor. But despite centuries of searching and speculation, no sealed cave on Mount Nebo has ever been found. Another compelling tradition, however, suggests Jeremiah hid the Ark not in a distant mountain, but within a labyrinth of secret tunnels beneath the Temple Mount itself, the ultimate hiding place, right under the enemy's nose. This theory places the Ark at the heart of one of the most sacred and contested pieces of land on Earth. But digging there is a political and religious impossibility. The strongest lead may also be the least accessible, leaving the Ark protected by layers of stone and of faith. From Judea, our trail turns south, across the Red Sea, to the highlands of Africa. Here, nestled in a landscape of ancient faith, another kingdom lays claim to the Ark, a claim as old and as deeply held as any in Israel. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church asserts that it, and it alone, possesses the true Ark of the Covenant. Their declaration is not one of theory, but of fact. They say it is safe, guarded, and has been for nearly 3,000 years. Their sacred text, the Kebra Nagast, or the Glory of Kings, tells a dramatic story of how the Queen of Sheba journeyed to Jerusalem and met King Solomon. Their union produced a son, Menelik, who, upon reaching adulthood, returned to Ethiopia with the true Ark, leaving a cleverly crafted forgery in its place. In this telling, the divine presence, the very glory of God, shifted from Israel to Ethiopia, establishing a new Zion in the heart of Africa. This belief is woven into the fabric of daily life. Every one of Ethiopia's thousands of churches holds a replica of the Ark, the Tablet, which serves as their cornerstone of faith, sanctifying the building itself. The original, they say, resides in a small, unassuming chapel in the holy city of Aksum. It is protected by a single virgin monk who is appointed for life. He never leaves the chapel grounds and is the only person on earth permitted to look upon it. The claim is absolute. The evidence, by design, is inaccessible. No one else may see it. No scientific tests can be done. To ask for proof is to misunderstand the nature of their guardianship. But is it possible? The historical links between ancient Israel and Ethiopia are real and profound, stretching back millennia through trade, culture, and migration. Some scholars suggest a more historical scenario, that Levitical priests, perhaps fleeing persecution in Jerusalem, fled south with the Ark for safekeeping, eventually forming a new community in Ethiopia. In this light, the Grand Menelik saga could be a later, romantic echo of a real migration, a foundational story that cements a national and spiritual identity. It is a narrative immensely powerful, but one that lies beyond the reach of conventional proof. The Ethiopian claim endures not through evidence, but through faith and continuity, an unbroken chain of guardianship, closed to the prying eyes of the outside world. We are left with a story of immense antiquity, a cultural memory that shapes a nation, but which cannot be externally verified. The Ark may indeed rest here kept by faith, or it may never have left Jerusalem at all. Two kingdoms, two truths, one enduring mystery. The deserts of Judea, harsh, unforgiving, a place to hide, a place to escape. In 1947, a shepherd's throw led to the Dead Sea Scrolls, texts hidden in jars preserved by darkness. Their discovery proved desert hiding was a practiced response to catastrophe. If a community hid its library this way, how much more would priests have protected the Ark, their most holy object? The copper scroll, etched on thin metal, reads like a treasure map of 64 secret caches. Staggering stores of gold, silver, and sacred items, proof that hiding treasures in the land was common. No item is labeled the Ark of the Covenant. Perhaps the Ark was the unlisted 65th, too sacred to write down. Centuries later, crusaders, relic hunters as much as warriors, took quarters on the Temple Mount. The Knights Templar, poor at first, may have dug beneath the old temple, searching for secrets. Legend says they found treasure, knowledge, perhaps even the Ark, or something related, and smuggled it to Europe. From Paris to Scotland to Rosslyn Chapel, theories bloom rich and romantic, yet all lack a single verifiable proof. A thrilling chapter, yet a hall of mirrors. Back to the ground. Back to Jerusalem. The simplest theory. The Ark was hidden in or under the Temple Mount. It never left. Ancient sources speak of tunnels and storerooms, an Ark hidden in its own place. Modern surveys hint at anomalies and voids beneath the mount, but faith and politics bar the way. The most likely place is the one place we cannot probe. We might be standing directly over the Ark right now, but we cannot dig, we cannot confirm. It is protected, not by stone or curse, but by living conviction. We have chased whispers through time, each path plausible, each ending in uncertainty. The Ark, if it survives, remains the world's most famous lost object. Its hiding place is still a mystery. The strongest clue may be motive, the instinct to protect, to secure it for a better day. The chamber beneath the Temple Mount fits the logic. But logic is not proof. Ethiopia's unwavering belief speaks its own truth, powerful, if unverifiable. Perhaps we ask the wrong question. Not where is the Ark, but why is its absence so powerful? What do you think happened to the Ark of the Covenant? Was it hidden, destroyed, or is it still waiting to be discovered? Share your theory in the comments. Follow Legend and Lore for more mysteries, and join us as we uncover the secrets history left behind. New mysteries, ancient secrets, endless discovery.